on Paramount, like if y'all just want to get the political military backdrop of what the fuck going on, that shit is hard. That
Yo,
shit,
Oh yeah, and
this,
I
yo,
no,
that
how
this
shit
the
is
how the
y'all
dope.
fuck
gotta
I
grab.
forget?
Hold on, I
Solo
need y'all to grab.
leveling. Solo leveling is about to drop new series. Solo leveling is one, and so is
I like
Attack on
the
Titan. If you ain't watch Attack on Titan, you can't talk to me because you tripping.
that's
Attack on Titan is the
behind
story
way
of
behind.
us. It is
Yeah,
our
yeah, I'm
story.
tripping. I need to start watching that because I ain't
Attack on
seen it
Titan,
yet.
you ain't seen it? Oh my god,
I
nigga!
So,
Like
heard about it.
what?
I
so,
need to get up on this.
Bro,
I need to
Dog,
start watching it.
I haven't
Aaron
seen an
is the
anime
goat,
better than Attack
dog.
on Titan outside of maybe Solo Leveling and what's the nigga name?
see, this
Fucking
is what y'all
Chainsaw Man.
missing. This is
Bro,
what y'all
anime
missing, right?
lifestyle. That's the process that you go through, bro. Cause
Hey,
it's
did
like you
y'all
Now
can
watch?
listen.
Did y'all watch Thundercats growing up?
Trent did.
Thundercats.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the. You already know it's about the Lyrens and whatnot. You
And
know?
we all know
Oh,
X Men has a lot to do with this shit. We already know what that is.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. So
X
look,
Men,
look.
Hey, though,
Avengers.
what I
I
was
need
saying
y'all to
though,
grab
real
this.
quick.
Hold on. Let me get the mic real quick.
Uh,
So this is the thing, right? Why Lovecraft Country is probably one of the most important shows if you want to really grasp what's happening is because it has actually shown who black people really are and what you're connected to. Okay. These
yeah.
other beings do not have that. They are literally harvesting you. They are literally eating you, literally, physically and metaphorically. And
Sausage
they are
Party.
showing
See,
how these people, right, utilize your magic against you without you knowing. And they show exactly how. So, are y'all familiar with how this new phenomenon people are coming up with in Hollywood? How like he was saying, oh, what's that dude? Orlando Brown was saying, for example, Chris Brown is
Yeah,
uh such and I
it's
can't think of an
somebody else. It's Bobby Brown or something
bro,
like
it's
that.
yeah,
Starseed.
something like that.
No, Chris
So
Well,
Brown
y'all
went on
know
an
Juice
interview. He
World.
went on an
Y'all
interview
know
said he
Juice.
was an
It's the
alien.
spirits, bro.
yeah,
The
Y'all
first
know
thing
Juice
you
World.
but
When
Yeah,
he
hold
Chris
when
on,
he
Brown
I
said
need
he's
left.
an
y'all to
alien.
understand this, right?
Y'all know the big
yeah,
dude, the
a
big
lot of
fat
us are
dude right now.
omnivores.
That's popping.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a big
Drewski,
fat Trent. You know who I'm talking about? The big fat black dude. He always got a cup with him. He
Yeah.
got a
Drewski.
stroke. That
Oh, I
shit
think I know who you
big,
talking
bro.
about.
That nigga
Put us
has
in the middle,
Juice.
man. Who about to win
That
the
nigga
phone?
has
Put us in the
Juice
middle, too.
World's whole fucking voice, bro. And
Oh
I
yeah, I was
know
bad
that
in
they did a
school.
So
body
Yeah, I
look,
know who you
transfer.
talking about.
this
Yeah,
is the
nigga.
thing, right? So
It's
now,
Oh,
spirits,
you
bro.
talking about
this is
You
how
gotta
bald
they're
man,
getting.
understand.
boss man Debo?
You gotta understand the spirits that they send to these people. You can have a whole group of celebrities that one spirit operates as puppets. Like it's levels to the shit. Like you gotta study from the what you can see. You gotta study from macro to micro. So it's like whatever depth you on, it always go deeper. You gotta understand it's infinite. So no matter where you at, there's always a more refined version to look at and understand what it is that you're looking at. But when it comes to a lot of that shit, it's like I deal with a lot of the high ass ranking spirits in this realm that attack all of us. And I done dealt with the entity that done jumped on fucking celebrities. Like I done picked up on Beyonce's energy signature from a random ass fucking person. Because their energy is being harvested as well. All of our energy is being
I've been
harvested.
saying that forever, but niggas don't
Yeah,
listen to me. I already know about that. T, I know you know about that. Trent
yeah.
knows about it because he witnessed it every day.
So when it comes to the glam magic and shit, these celebrities, a lot of the ones that are killed off, they're killed for a perception of their essence, so they can wear it and fool other people and continue on the illusion. Because it's like when you really get to the foundation, that's when everything becomes A B C D E F G, because everything is literally code. So if you can understand what everything is coded as far as energy, the energy is the code. You got an energy signature. You got different kinds of energy signatures. If you can identify those energy signatures and trace them back to self, and then allow self to process them so you can understand it, it will allow you to be able to reach even further out and be able to process and integrate more deeper levels of coding
So I
type
don't
deal.
want him to ruin Lovecraft Country for me because I have to watch it from beginning to end. See, I only
well,
watched the last three
it's not
You gonna
about
love it.
episodes.
ruining.
You
I
gonna
need y'all
they
to
canceled it,
grasp
but you gonna like it.
this thing.
You said what? Repeat that.
They canceled it, but you gonna like it.
No, I know they
Yeah.
canceled it, but I'm
Well,
saying
they
I only
canceled it
watched the
because
last
they
three.
put the
Go
truth
ahead.
out there of how
Why
Yeah,
you
that
going in and out?
I
that
said
was
they
one.
can't.
That was one. He said they canceled it because they
Yeah,
put the truth out. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
one of
they
them
put the truth
shows.
out in there,
that's real.
and you have to understand that.
Oh, have y'all
See,
seen
this is
Wicked?
what really
Any of y'all
got
seen Wicked?
gotta people gotta understand. Wait, hold. Let me just say this real quick, and then I'll give y'all right back the mic. In there, there's a scene at the very end where the girl she reverses the white girl spell and puts it so that no more white people can utilize magic. Okay, and that's what we have to really understand. And it's not. I'm not even going into a black and white thing. It's
It's the
really
spirit. I know what you
understanding.
mean.
Yeah, exactly. That these people have been utilizing a spirit of ignorance on our own people and using our very magic, our very essence, our, for a lack of better term, our voodoo, our hoodoo, our magic, black magic, all
That's
of those
lower
things
level magic too.
to keep you. And this is why they can literally, why do you think they started surgery, and do you think it's really to help our people? No, they literally were dissecting you. And if you go back and see, there's a scene, I believe it's the seventh or eighth episode, where there's a doctor who was experimenting on all of these black spirits, and she had to go into that house and release those spirits. Okay,
Mm.
this
Mm,
is
I
what's
remember that.
happening
If you want
right
to learn how
now.
to, if
What?
you want to learn how to master it and control it and understand it, what do? You break it down, and that's what they did to us.
Yeah,
But
all right.
it works. It works both ways, though. That's what
Yes,
I
it
don't
does.
think they realize.
And that's the thing.
Because
It's we have to be the ones to realize it. They know that is
we
their
do,
fear that if
but
we go ahead.
we do. But the secret is, inevitably, we are all gonna be fine. Because what people fail to realize is who programmed the program of darkness, right? The person who has the capacity to be able to adhere and pull in those ideas. Basically saying the opposition was created by us to test us. So there's no way a system that we created can beat us because we are the one that created the system. And the whole point was
Shit, we getting our
to,
asses beat.
All
you know what I'm
We
saying?
losing, nigga.
So it's like the
right, you
whole
down 3-1. Don't come
the
back
whole
like
point
Brian now.
the whole point was to throw us into a point where we created a area that was time space. Time space is basically it's a time chamber from Dragon Ball Z type shit. That is what we doing here. So the more you can overcome and integrate the system that you are in, the more you become overall a controller of it. So you can throw out certain opinions and conceptions knowing that it is a part of the system, and the whole point is to reset and purify that system so every aspect of it can see itself. Because the old system was built so you could not see every aspect of self. So in order to create and be able to see every aspect of self, we had to create the reverse program to hide every aspect of self. Because the initial snap of existence, say we are all one, we are all one conscious. So the initial snap of existence, we are all things. So to understand self, you have to break self down, right? That's when
I
we
can
come
follow.
up with all
I
of our
follow where you're
different
going,
personalities
but
and
when he
understand
talking
how to.
about the Lovecraft
Yo, quick
Country,
question. Who's that? Who's that who just said that?
that's the Bingo.
Yeah,
He from my
Django.
old group, the Voxer shit. That's one of the battle angels that I got.
Oh, word. Cause yo,
Yeah, he,
I'm
I want
ancient.
to shout you out, fam. Cause that I haven't heard too many people actually figure it out and understand it. So I appreciate that. Cause
I'm gonna be honest with you. I write program. It's like a certain level of my identity is sealed. So you know what I'm saying.
word, no.
I
I
just
get
be
that.
out
I
this
respect
bitch
that.
participating.
I wish Fuego was in here because I done ran into like maybe 4 or 5 of my battle group that came in at the same time as we did. We all like walk-ins
Hell
and
yeah.
it's insane because like when we first started this shit on the Voxer used to run like this. and then it got messy because I let in the wrong motherfucker, and
Uh,
that nigga was trying to dethrone my ass, and I'm sitting here like, nigga, this is not a competition. We all trying to get to the same spot, you know. But
That's how you
so
test
I
out
had
how
tapped out and
strong
went to
you
Instagram
is.
for a while,
You
but
gotta
then
put
Instagram they started getting on my ass for like breaking down shit like with the Jews and the magic and the Kabbalah and everything that they were doing, and that's why it goes back to this whole demiurge shit. Because when you talking Lovecraft Country, now I only watched the last 3 episodes because I needed it for a certain situation that I was going through. But now that I'm dealing with that situation in real life, I gotta watch the beginning to the end.
Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country in general is the initiation of the programmer. It's like you go through the trials and tribulations to regain the seat.
So here's my thing about that show.
mm,
Who is the actual main character? Is it what's the nigga name? The black dude that goes back in
This
time?
Laser.
the
Yeah,
this the
is
Doctor
one
that
Son
that
of
or
Laser.
is
Fate.
played
it the mom? Because the mom, she I feel you
Oh,
need light for
he-
darkness to
but
exist. You need darkness for
no,
light to
no,
exist.
that's it's
no,
the
see the
exact
thing is
opposite. You
the
need
light is the
the
script.
darkness. Go ahead,
The
my
light
fault.
is the script or the code. The darkness is the foundation of which you lay the code.
Mm, I like
So
that. Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
so
that's a
from
good way of
light
describing
came
it.
darkness. The light rose from the darkness. That is the what was created on top of the foundation, which is the darkness. So if your
All
darkness is not
right.
stable, when they say don't build on an unstable foundation, the foundation is darkness. That's what it is. Everything comes from the void, but the void has to be filled with things that won't eat what it is that you put on top of it, type deal, or be able to blend and mesh. You have to be able to stack shit. Like
So
it's
let
it,
me let me explain it like this, right? Because that's a very good way. But
yeah,
here's a different way of explaining the same thing. Let's just use God for example, right? But not in the biblical sense. Let's just
creator.
understand there's one force, and from that force, everything is created. So, but the way it works is sort of think of duality, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what it works is if there's going to be good, there's going to be bad. Neither is right, neither is wrong, neither is more powerful than the other.
They're the
What
same.
there
They're equal
is a
portion.
choice of what you can experience. And that's what you have to understand is that is the key for most people who need to accelerate their soul. Some people came here because this planet is a prison, this planet is a school, this planet may be an experience, and some of us are teachers, guides, lights, beacons, shamans, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to help those over here. Some of us come here just for those reasons. Some of us incarnate knowing how to carnate directly from source, equipped with all that we need to help guide those who need to be guided. And so once you understand what this is, then you will understand on every single realm, right? That's within the third dimension, you will have duality. There are other dimensions, for a lack of better term, right? I don't have a better word.
More unstable they
That
get the further it goes.
Yes. And
Now,
and it gets all the way back to oneness, where it's
singularity.
just the one. Okay. And certain beings do not have access to that. This is the spiritual realm. So many beings are just spirits. Not everyone has a soul. Okay. And so this is the key to understanding. Are you dealing with the spirit or are you dealing with the soul? Some people are not designed to elevate, they are only designed to inhabit the spiritual realm. And in
And
that
that's the
spiritual
code.
realm,
Their code.
yes,
Their
you have a
written code.
physical, yes, you
You
have a
can't
physical
write code.
access.
They are the code.
Yes, which is where we are. But you have to understand, right? Everything has a code, like he just said. So some things are not coded to elevate. They are only coded to exist as it does. That's why when you come to this realm and you see the trees and
Principalities
the
of
water,
darkness.
go ahead.
They're only meant to exist as they are. That's why they will never win. They project that fear to try to twist the world's prophecy, but they can't. because it wasn't
Yeah.
coded like that. They can manipulate code. They can't write code.
Mm, that's different. Okay,
So
I get what you're saying.
that is exactly that. The perfect way of writing of saying that is like, okay, melanated people, right? And this is not
And then I'm gonna
just
do one after you.
black people.
Go
This
ahead,
is
go ahead.
people that are melanated, okay, that have the source. You have direct connect, right? You got that little cable that goes from the router directly to the motherfucking system.
Facts.
Everyone else has Wi-Fi. They can connect, but it's spotty, right? Like he said, not
Basically,
everyone is a coder.
yeah, you got the gods code, and then you have the people who call on the gods to help them code in their realities. So
And then you
basically,
have a human coder, which
yeah,
some people are just humans. Some people are God, right? In its totality, in a human body experiencing this realm.
facts.
Most people want to say we all are. Yes,
No,
but
that's
in
not
total,
true.
like put it like this,
In
right?
totality, because we are all one, so of course, but the potentiality that we have within that frame is different. It varies.
Eggs, yo, that's perfect because what you're that's a perfect way to so now, right? Think of the human body. In totality, the body, right, is made up of many different things: cells, organs, organ systems, right? Tissue,
Stardust.
water. Exactly. So some people are kidneys, some people are cells, some people are intestines, some people are the guts. You understand? But all of it is needed to make up the body in totality. The toe is not the heart, but it is just as necessary to complete totality. And we have to understand. So therefore, we need ignorant people. We need people that can not be ignorant. We need people to have awareness and not have awareness. This is what makes up the totality.
That's why when you
Crystal,
get
what you feel?
the
Yeah,
counterfeit,
So,
nah, they on point.
all right, so
but
basically, what he's saying is like everybody is down here. We got a duty to do. That's what he basically saying.
Exactly.
Not
Whether
That's
whether
everybody,
because
but those
everybody.
those who do,
quick, y'all.
those who do have a duty, yes, it is your duty to do that. Others
But
are here to simply exist and be background filler and nothing
real
more.
quick though,
Yeah.
if you have a duty, a secret is if you have a duty, you don't have to think about doing your duty because you were coded to do it naturally. So whether you're consciously aware of it or not, you're doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing.
That's a fact. And the way we use that is to show you, like, okay, so that's free will right there. So those of us who are righteous, such as myself, I don't have free will. I can't choose to just be bad or any of those things.
Bingo!
It's
I've
just
been
it's
talking
just
about this
not
forever.
there. It's in my
Yes.
coding. I
Finally,
Yeah, it's
can't
not in
do
finally.
my code.
anything other than righteousness. That don't mean I can't be wrong at certain times. You know what I'm saying? But
And the
righteous,
crazy thing is,
right?
once you
Good.
get to a certain level, wrong is right.
That's a
But they
fact.
ain't ready for that. No, I'm playing.
I
I'm playing.
always tell my
yeah,
daughter this
yeah. I've
shit. I
been saying
said,
for long. What's good and considered evil? That's subjective because what's evil to you might not be evil to the next person.
and I
So
tell my daughter this shit all the time. I be like, sometimes you gotta understand that doing the right thing may get you killed. It may get you hated. Like you
Yup.
gotta understand, like right is in the perception of the beholder for real.
Straight up.
Because
that's like the
Let me
story
give
of
you a
some
Jesus.
perfect
things that are
example of
evil
that.
that
That's like the
most people would
story of
think are not.
Jesus.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Look,
saying. Some things that are evil, most people would look like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. I wouldn't even give it the term evil. Some things that are bad.
yeah, let
You
me
know what
give
I'm
you a
saying?
perfect example of that, right?
We need to be able to
Younger,
explain more
I I
thoroughly.
I
It be so
I don't
surface
play
level.
men beating up on women or like striking women, right? So I happened to be driving one day. I seen this dude beating the dog shit out of his girl. So me, right? I jump out, I hop out, I beat the shit out this dude, right? Next thing I know, I get
Oh, you
stabbed.
brave, brave.
Boom. What happened?
I said, oh, you brave, brave.
Oh yeah, no, bro, I get stabbed in my ass. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, this girl stabbed me talking about get off my man. This man was beating. When I tell you, like, you would have thought this was a grown man that stole from him and touched his kids the way he was beating on this girl. She was swollen, bloody. Like she was screaming bloody murder for help. I hopped out and helped her. I ended up getting stabbed. So always doing the right thing or being righteous doesn't get rewarded. That's
Right.
why some of us go through the muck and we be like, F this. I'm tired of this. Why it's always because remember, God won't give you nothing you can't handle, which is you. You won't choose no battle that you can't go through. That's you.
Mm,
And
I
then
appreciate
you
you.
gotta let energies be energies too. They go back into like you can't make
Yeah,
evil
yeah.
good. So in that
Yep.
situation, on a higher level, it was like motherfuckers gonna be in hell
Say
because they want to be in hell. You gotta allow them to be in hell until they're ready to come to a higher plane of existence. So that was somebody that was living in hell that actually enjoyed it.
Sage said this
So you
shit.
gotta just let her
That's
be
a
in that
fact.
hell.
But you gotta learn.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
didn't
Sage
some
know
people
that
said
that
when I
this.
was 17. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, wait, wait.
there's some
Wait,
people
wait,
that
wait.
think we currently living in hell right now. Where
But
we at?
some
It
people are,
depends
and
on
for them, they
the
are
mind.
actually living in hell. And
It
some
depends on
people are
the mind.
living in heaven. Some people are on a earth school. Some people are in a prison planet. It
So
all depends on
it's
what you.
basically like a state of mind. It's basically like a state of
That
mind.
Yeah,
And
it's a
then.
state of
ex-
mind.
that's
Literally,
that's
it's a state of
exactly
mind.
it, brother. It's
I
a
talk.
state where your
That's
Let's
how
see.
consciousness
strong the mind is.
lies
It
is where you are.
manifests the
So
reality
Me,
you
out.
know how in Harry
right?
Potter they got the room of requirement.
The
The
what?
room of the requirement only appears to those who actually need the room. And then when you need the room, depending on what it is you need, the room of requirement in Harry Potter, it turns into that exact specific thing. So in the show, let's do Harry Potter 5. When they did the Order of Phoenix, somehow he found a room of requirement in the second book, but they brought it back in the fourth and fifth book, and so on. Basically, it he needed a bathroom and he couldn't find a bathroom. He happened to walk past this wall. The wall turned into a bathroom. He went into the bathroom. Then later on in the series, they needed a room to study that was undetectable by everybody else and the teachers and shit. It turned into a battle room gym where they would practice spells and duels and shit. And so, like with Earth, I feel like that is what it is. It's whatever you need it to be. That's what it becomes.
Come here real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
also that's where
So
karma low key plays a role
that can
too,
be like
though.
a way like manifestation, like manifesting what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
co-creation.
The prison realm itself
with
has
the
been made
travel
up.
CSR.
That's
It's
how
been a
the
pre-purpose of.
Not a plane. That's the
So
plane.
people
What is
getting
that?
trapped into the
But
prison
the
realm
travel
and
past
shit
the what thousand is it? Yeah,
won't
it's
really
like kind
help
of
you.
it's like zigzag. Zigzag, yeah, yeah. It's really like that. And it can go for like 10 minutes. It's the CIA dropping off this like.
What you were saying, Crystal?
nah. Okay, that had threw me off. But nah. Shit, I forgot.
We was talking about the room requirement equaling like manifestation on Earth.
No, the prison
It's
realm
still
though,
going.
yeah,
It's up
it's
past that
all
other
of the
stuff.
mind though. All
I'm
that
It's
shit
not
in
an
the
air.
mind.
It's not. It
So
hasn't.
it's like if your mind is strong enough, but one person's consciousness can push all collective consciousness to a specific goal if that consciousness is strong enough.
yeah.
There
Okay.
is a
Yeah.
consciousness out there that is strong enough. We know this because there is the singularity. Whoever has the potential to embody the singularity can pull that shit down. Whoever can embody the fullness of what it means to be everything and be able to hold that weight energetically, because you literally have to transmute all the darkness of all existence
I
and
say
be able to counter counterbalance it out.
that's what being
So it's
Christ like is a
basically,
lot is about. That's
yeah,
what the Christ consciousness is really about in totality. Is embodying the fact that everything is
Okay,
God.
I don't
And
know what I just did.
oh, you just
Somebody
you just
speak.
you just
Test
Okay,
muted
goes
good.
one,
We
everybody.
two.
good. We good. I think we
Test goes
good.
one,
Tyler,
two.
can you talk?
oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you
Wait,
go.
hello.
I don't know,
Yeah.
cause like
You
I
accidentally
do.
muted everyone. You good? I saw it. I see the button. You accidentally muted everyone.
All
Everybody,
right.
y'all
So
on
how do
mute
you
if y'all was
unmute
speaking.
Tyler? Cause I
He
think
got to unmute
just saw
himself.
something. Okay, so he can unmute himself. All right, cool. Cause I don't know what it looked like on the other side. I don't
What's
have
the
the other
last?
phone on.
I forgot what
Tyler,
was
cause
that.
I know, nah, he had background noise
Oh
going
yeah.
on. I think he was having a conversation, so I muted it right quick. But I was trying to unmute him, and I don't know how to do it.
He'll be able to unmute. He probably still over there talking.
Okay.
But
All
yeah,
right, cool.
the whoever can embody or be able to manage, because it's like the higher that you go up in consciousness, you can't become more aware of the light side without balancing out the other side, because the light is nothing but awareness. Light codes is information. So you can't, if you just gain more information without integrating that information, again, you'll never be able to balance yourself out. So every time you learn something new, you're supposed to integrate it, which will bring you up another level, and you keep on repeating the process. eventually you'll get to a certain point where you embody and you have access to a certain amount of shit that will allow you to help and be able to see things from different spaces type shit.
Exactly. I want to go ahead and highlight the point that you have made about everybody being a different body or different part of the body of Christ or body of God or the body of Source or the Most High or whatever anybody wants to call it. And once you
Facts.
realize who you are, that part of mastering of yourself or mastering your character, your original database program, and being able to apply that wisdom to the matrix, what they want to call it around you, to be able to, I would say, once that first part of knowing yourself is once you see through the veil, if that's what people want to call it. But
Yeah,
applying that wisdom, to the world around you, to the rest of the body of Christ,
it's
is
soul
part
recovery.
of the program. Exactly. Yes, sir.
So
And
here's a question. Well, wait, you done? Like, I want you to
Uh,
finish
no,
your thought first.
that ties
Go
back
ahead.
to the point of your point, Sage, of everybody being, elementals, and everybody having a different, type of energy that applies
Yep,
to this world.
yep. Everybody has a different role.
Like, so my thing is, y'all don't think like how do I say this shit? Like,
Do it,
y'all
Sage.
don't get tired of this shit?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Me personally, real quick, I want to go first because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's like you know how some people get a chance to be able to balance out the human personality and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I am fully embodied and have been for a while, and it got to a certain point where I had to balance out my irritation and aggression with the way spirits and human personalities interact with me and me knowing certain things, like me being able to feel when attacks happening, who's doing the attack. Like basically, imagine being tortured and knowing that eventually you'll be free and you'll be, no, basically imagine going through the hardest test of your damn life, knowing you already passed the test,
But feeling
but
every
you
part of that test.
Yeah, but you gotta wait. It's like you know you passed it, but you keep on going through it over and over and over and over and over and
all right,
over again.
look, watch this though, because it's not about passing or failing. It is, but at the same time, you got to understand the test is endless. We're
Hmm.
immortal, so you can't. I believe there is a space where you can become one with God, and that's the atmospheric space. That's when you more so have a celestial body and you become like an atmosphere. But as
Yeah,
long as you have an ego, which is the human experience, which is the highest spiritual and physical experience in the third dimension that we know
You
of
want to
right
know
now.
what's cool?
It's kind of
you
And I'm
want to
like
know what I?
you're constantly in school, you're constantly
Yeah.
graduating from different
You're
levels.
always. That's the
And
thing.
I
You'll
don't.
always be
I'm
in
not gonna
school.
lie. I feel like
It's
that we're in school
being
thing, that ego,
omnipresent.
us being that head of, or those higher parts of Christ. These tests should be looked at as us. Since we have this knowing, these tests shouldn't be looked as tests. They should be looked as us helping the collective in a sense. We should be able to
It's
remove that ego.
omnipresence.
Yeah.
Omnipresence allows you to be able to literally be the air while being your physical body. And the
Mhm.
only thing you have to do to be
So
able to experience that is
I
be
look at the
clear.
way y'all what y'all just said, right? That's individual. Some people are here in a school. Some people have to
Yeah,
continuously elevate, educate, and do these things and get different lessons. And some people just have to remember
yeah, that's
because you came
yeah,
with all of your memory, right?
yeah.
So like
Some people
for me,
been through
I
the
I
schools
never
before.
really watched a lot of like shit growing up. What it was would be like I would get this piece of information and I start remembering shit, saying shit, and then all of a sudden, boom, like Harry Potter would confirm what I knew, or like
Yeah,
some crazy shit like the W. So
That
like when I was a
that's the
kid,
cool
right?
shit about it.
I used to have this vision of like government like assembling, taking over, and then falling, right? I used to have this vision all the time. And then I would see it in the WWF with the New World Order,
You feel
right?
me?
In the WCW. And they would have the New World Order come in and they would win, and all of a sudden they would get their ass whooped and be falling. You know what I'm saying? Hulk Hogan ended up getting all beat up and shit. And
Symbolism.
so I would see and get the confirmation. So some of us have to just remember.
Hell yeah.
And then like some of us have to put them, some of us put the shows in our view to remember. You
Bro,
know what
you
I
got
mean?
people
Some of us
you got
need that to
people that
study.
you got people that are everywhere. Every single being
Some of
is
us
probably
need to understand not just the shows, but then take it a further and make the connections in history, where history is a lie. Then you make the connections and see the magic and the words that are being used and the spell that's being cast upon you, and then you elevate from that, and so on and so forth. It's so many different layers depending upon where
it's
you're
an
at
infinite
or
it's
what
literally
you're
an
here
infinite
for, right?
it's an
And like you
infinite
said, some of us
knowledge.
will merge back into the God consciousness. Some of us have already done it and understand that the human body is a limitation. It's an experience. So
Yeah.
you are experience. You can't be in your totality in a human body, right? Because you came to experience the human body.
Yeah. But the secret, one of the things is there is a
That is an
version of
understanding that some of us have
there
to
is
grasp, right? And
there
come,
is
it just depends on where you at. And some of us, like the masses, are never gonna wake up. They're just gonna be guided by how the plateau shifts,
the
right?
codes.
So like you got a
They
lot of
could
people right
You
now
gotta look
that are
at
they
just
spiritual
could
they're,
essentially
predecessors
wake
too.
up.
You gotta look at
All it
spiritual
really
uh,
is
predecessors
about
too.
is
It's people that's in certain bodies based off of the time they were cultivated as a consciousness. Like we all come from the darkness splitting from the light. That's what creates ego and it creates experience. Because you can't look at anything objectively if it's only one thing. But we come from oneness. So once that oneness split and becomes duality, now we can have a conversation. Through that conversation, there's levels of complexity. So you have dogs level of conversation, you got lions level of conversation, you got dolphins level of conversation, you have a human level of conversation, and that human experience has multiple levels in which we can conversate all the way to
different
telekinesis.
dimensions.
Yeah.
Beautifully put, Crystal.
Facts.
Beautifully put. See, I
Even
knew your ass
not
knew some
even
shit.
it's past telekinesis. You could consciously speak
now the brother's
to
highly
other
intelligent.
you can consciously speak to and with other realities. If I want to have a
So
conversation with Sirius right now, like the
I
star
like the way you
Sirius, I
put that,
feel
right?
it's about the dimension of
Also,
the frequency. We're on the
in
third
addition
dimension.
to that,
If I wanted
how
to
do I
have
say
a
this?
conversation with and interact with beings from the 15th dimension,
How do I
and I'm
want to say
clear enough
this?
to, I could channel that information if I could hold the
So
capacity
not
to
it's not
open that part.
necessarily a different form of communication, but having the ability to understand that you can communicate in all of those. So you can communicate with the dolphins, you can communicate with the animals. It may not be in the way that you necessarily are going to be like, oh, I'm speaking to it and it's speaking English and it's speaking English
Telepathic.
back to me, right? But like, perfect example, I went swimming with dolphins, and my ex at the time, my ex fiance at the time, uh she was deathly afraid, and the dolphin knew that. It slowed down and swam her back to shore
Yeah,
and made
energy.
sure she was there safe. Everyone saw that, right? There was a stage
Uh,
where
uh, now, my brother, where'd you go swimming with dolphins at, and what time period was this? Because you already know where I'm gonna go. 'Cause you know they don't allow
Illegal,
that.
nigga. That shit's illegal,
Yeah.
bro.
Bro, I be
this was
talking to
in the
It's been
dolphins.
Bahamas,
illegal,
and this was
actually.
pre-pandemic.
Oh, they,
I
they
be
stopped
talking to
doing that?
theads
You
on the
can't swim with
regular.
dolphins no more?
You're not.
No,
It's
you
Well,
illegal
can't
to
swim with
even.
dolphins.
Yeah,
Why
it's
you can't swim with
illegal.
it's
dolphins no
not
more?
necessarily
Look,
that.
I'm gonna post it in the replies. Just go ahead and
Just
keep
go
What
talking.
it
find
is this:
just go
women
find the hot
Wait,
spot. The
are
before
hot
you
spot
say
not
is
that,
allowed
water.
to have.
it is definitely
Look,
illegal to
It is
interact with
definitely illegal.
dolphins for all
What?
Because
Facts.
humans.
dolphins are so
It's
No, it's
intelligent.
illegal
illegal,
for
I done
all
swam with
humans.
dolphins before too.
bro. Hold
I
on.
feel
No,
you.
the
My
no,
brother
hold
brothers
was
on,
be
tripping.
hold
cold.
on. Listen,
Too
listen,
much
listen.
time around
It
a
is
dolphin, you
illegal
might
for you to swim with
have a
wild
decision.
dolphins.
Yeah, yeah. It's the
So
wild dolphins.
yes, they have places where you
Oh yeah,
can
because there
get
be
swim.
certain places people be going to the Bahamas. They do be swimming with them dolphins and be all on their
Yeah.
back and all that.
Oh yeah, yep. I did all of that. That shit was incredible. It was
Yeah,
one of the most.
dolphins are
Listen,
like dolphins have cognitive like humans are. They are self aware and
They're
they have a
smarter than humans
society.
are. They
They have a,
vibrate in a
so
higher dimension than we do.
let me give you a little
no,
information on
they're not
dolphins.
smarter than us. They just are able to use more of their brain simultaneously. We
They,
only use 5 to 10%. They can use
they
20
actually
to twenty
vibrate
five
at
percent.
a completely
I
different.
would beg to differ on that
Their
because
mind,
they
their
have the
body,
level
they
of
vibrate at a whole
intelligence
different
of a
vibration.
7-year-old child. And
Nah,
when
they
you
s-
take
They
The
When you
smarter than
take
dolphins,
that.
dolphins
Because
will
No, I know.
no,
That's what I'm
understand
saying. That
yeah.
they
like
have the
Miriam.
average dolphin has the intelligence of a 7-year-old child. And when you take the average 7-year-old child who has not been indoctrinated fully, their IQ is on average usually par with genius. Usually,
That's what I'm saying.
right? We're to just
Just a
let's
different
just say a
vibration,
child who's
higher vibration.
homeschooled, a child who's not been indoctrinated yet. So therefore, dolphins are on the level of genius. And the reason I would say that is because I actually know a woman, right, who was actually part of the last dolphin birth. Okay. She was born in 1960
Dolphins
something. I
love
think the
that
last
shit.
dolphin birth allowed was 1972. This woman is see that nature
Facts.
continues. They saw they were an extension. So therefore they personified things, right? And thus when they personified it, they didn't say it took it literal. They said, oh, this is a way of understanding. Then others later on through time said, oh, this is what they worshiped. This is what they believed, sort of what you just did with the religion, because they only could see it from their standpoint because they worshiped, they believed, so they automatically assumed these people did the same thing.
I got you. I see where you're coming from it. I don't know. I just studied from the Gnostic because their whole ideology of Jesus and what it was and what it was meant to do. Um,
Pineal
that
gland.
part from their perspective is like he was sent to destroy shit. He wasn't sent to like save the world from sin or anything. It was more about liberation of the soul from the matrix and the demiurge. You see
See,
what I'm
all of
saying?
that is part of putting you in the matrix, right? Because
Did you just call that
No,
nigga
yeah,
Kakarot and
it's breaking
Kyle?
them out of it. See, the Gnostics, they believe differently. They believe the uh Gnostics were basically considered the Antichrist, not because they were anti-Christian, but it was because they were anti-agenda. They were anti-religious order. They were anti what is it? Organized chaos. They believe in the God being Sophia and that the son being Yehodabath was the reason why the archons were in power because Yehodabath created them. Those were his children and he put them in charge of keeping humans in line in the order of the matrix and how they wanted it, which is why they say the matrix means mother, because the mother who created the matrix is actually the woman who created the son that created the matrix in the physical plane.
Matrix, motherboard, Maya.
All of that shit. You see what I'm
what
saying?
you are
So
talking about, Sage, what you just said, is describing the
Lovecraft Country.
consciousness and all things coming from that.
The Matrix is the
That's
mother.
what you
The
just
mother isn't
described
the
is the
actual.
ultimate understanding of things in a nutshell. That's what you just did.
But people don't
The
understand
Matrix
how
isn't
deep
the
that
actual
goes. You know what I'm
program.
saying? I said that shit as a summary.
Here,
Like,
The
see,
Matrix is
this
the
is
server.
why. Because you have the religion, which is the tricking of the Ma'ayan mind,
All it
right?
mm,
is
So
bad
now,
program on the server.
before
Yeah,
there ever
bad
was a
program.
religion, what was there? There
mm.
was your mother. No, there
Wisdom,
was mother,
divine feminine.
Mother was
father,
the great, the
right?
eternal
It
There
was
was
the
feminine,
mother.
feminine,
Yeah.
And
positive,
this goes
the
back to
masculine.
why I
heaven,
said knowledge is the false light and wisdom is the true light, because all
Facts.
these teachings is what is separated us from the Maya or the mother.
And see, that's what
So
Sophia stood
Man,
for.
hmm
Sophia stood for
facts.
the wisdom. And I just said this earlier. I was like, I don't think knowledge is power. I think wisdom is the true power.
hmm
That's what
Knowledge
I'm
is,
saying.
you know what I'm saying?
Because
Wisdom,
wisdom, knowledge takes some research. It
um,
takes fucking research.
Wisdom you
You
have
can't
is
research
experience.
wisdom, bro.
You have to have
Wisdom
experience
just
to have
is what it
wisdom.
is.
right?
yeah,
You do.
you have to have a soul, I believe, a spirit. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, or the way I understand it. Let me just say,
No,
Man,
I
yo,
got you.
why is
No,
you
no, I
saying
dig that
something
too.
intelligence different?
soul is
Wisdom,
what allows you to have the wisdom. The spirit is the information, right?
Spirit is
And
the
that's what the
masculine
realm
and
is.
soul is the
So
feminine.
many people got it, but they don't have it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
yeah. That's why we're a battery
But
system.
that's
That's
why
why we're a battery system.
certain things you can't explain like that because we know it takes experience. You got to put your hours in to have experience in certain things. You can go to college and know all about the heart, but when it comes to surgery, niggas, you really gonna be able to do it.
You feel me? That's real shit
But
though. That's
okay,
real shit.
now I got a question. Who's to say these religions ain't don't have the experience that which y'all speak about? Because not all of them are high mind in a
Facts.
sense.
Hmm
People have pretty much say I call it church hurt. They trying to get the church
Yes.
because they have